What's up, sports bettors? Happy Saturday morning. We have 5 NBA games. So what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you an early NBA play I locked in first thing after waking up. So I say this all the time, but you never know when the best bets are going to occur. You never know when sportsbooks are going to slip up, right? This is a market. Lineups are always changing. Players are getting injured. Sharp actions coming in. For the NFL, weather is changing around. That's moving totals. So as a sharp bettor, it's not really just like, oh, you should be looking for bets 2 hours before the game start. That's not how it works, right? You want to be finding as many good bets as you can find. So, typically when I wake up, I scan the market, I see if there's any value, and you can do that with various betting tools. There's a lot of ways to skin the cat. I say it all the time. Maybe there are some people out there with their own models that are successful, but basically the way I treat sports betting is very simple. Right? All of these bookmakers have different odds. So you essentially have hundreds of data points of where the lines should be set, and you can hunt for value. So I'll be going through an example, but before anything, I like to say this all the time especially because yesterday was a good day with, in terms of plays we gave out, under 134 half in Oklahoma State, Central Florida. We had our parlay hit. But long story short, I ride with you guys, obviously, on all of these plays, college basketball, NBA, whatever, right? When you're following a mathematical, market-driven strategy, it really is foolproof. It works for any sport. So you'll see World Cup bets start to come up. We have college basketball. And again, one thing I recommend for everyone is just sync at least a few of your sports books with the OddsJam bet tracker, which is free. So you can see here we had Pelicans -1 and Bucks -1. I'm literally just slammed both of them. Because both plays were incredible if you scroll down. But the point is you're going to go on winning streaks, you're going to go on losing streaks. Every good sports bettor goes on losing streaks. Every terrible sports bettor who thinks they make money wins 5 bets in a row, and then they have renewed confidence that they're making money in the long run. But the truth is, you don't really know until you have a large sample size of bets. So what I recommend doing, and it doesn't work for every sports book, but for each state you're in, you can sync a certain amount of sports books. So FanDuel, DraftKings aren't on here, but you can sync Fox Bet, WinBet, Caesars, BetMGM, whatever. So let's go ahead and let's get into my play, which is going to be right here. It's going to be the Jazz +5. So I actually had them yesterday. I didn't make a YouTube video or anything about it, but I just hit it right before the game started. So we had the Jazz yesterday, and they looked pretty good against the Suns. So what I'm ending up going with is the Jazz +5. It's the top profit margin bet in the NBA for the sports books I use. And let's discuss it, right? Why is this bet good? So I say this all the time too, but the purpose of this YouTube, I obviously give you, plays I'm on. Hopefully you can tail a lot of these and, make some money alongside me. But my goal is also to make, people better sports bettors. That's why I started OddsJam. And, it's all about finding value. So, for example, this is the top play on OddsJam. So typically I just sort to see the highest profit margin plays first, which makes sense. And then you can see here, we can click into the odds. So what's interesting is the first thing you'll notice is, wow, a lot of sports books, they have, the point spread set at ±4, -110, -110 juice. FanDuel does, DraftKings does. PointsBet has lower juice, -107, -107. WinBet, -115, so slightly juiced towards the Trailblazers. So essentially we have all this data, all this market information. Basically every sportsbook is setting the line at, +4 or -4. There's not really discrepancies. Ballybet, sure, they're at 4.5. But for the most part, every bookie has the point spread ±4. Now you may be like, well, DraftKings, they actually have the spread, -3.5 to -5, but not really, right? Sportsbooks offer these alternate spreads, which essentially are just a way for a sports bettor, if you really think the Jazz are going to crush it, you can bet on the Jazz -2 or the Jazz -5, even though their point spread, their main line spread, is ±4. So what you'll notice is in the alternate spreads, for the +5, DraftKings has this -140, 10bet has this -140, 5 Dimes -129, Betfair Exchange, which is a peer-to-peer betting website in Europe. It's a very efficient betting market, especially as you get closer to game time. They have it -127, my bookie minus 133, Pinnacle minus 123. So essentially, every sports book, is telling you the line should be set at 4, or, if they're offering alternates, it's pretty clear you're getting value at minus 110. So what you can do is you can also just go to and then of course I typically keep all leagues selected. There's no reason. Whoever says you should only bet on one sport, they don't know anything about math. Really, it's the same concepts, finding value to beat the VIG. Sportsbooks are car dealers. That's how you should think of them, right? Caesar Sportsbook right here is a car dealer. They have, literally, probably Caesar Sportsbook alone has 100,000 things you can bet on this website. Basketball, between basketball, college, baseball, futures, everything, there's probably 100,000 odds. The market's always moving, right? It's just like the stock market. Players are getting injured, players are getting traded, MLB futures have to move around. The market's moving, right? And occasionally they screw up. So all OddsJam does, right, is it processes all this data, millions of odds, updating in real time, and then the various betting tools are just meant to help you, find plays that are profitable. And typically the easiest way to do that is just the EV page. The EV page I live on. I literally wake up, I go to bed, I see it, I hit it. Like here, Citadel plus 18.5. It looks like it just moved actually. But it's not that complicated. Look for value. This just moved from plus 110 to plus 108. That's what I mean with market moving. But essentially, it's just you look for value in any sport. You go from there. You hit the bet in bold with a circle around it, typically sorting for the highest profit margin. There's really no reason to. If you place a large sample size of bets, you'll make money just placing, bets with an edge. And again, I call it just kind of logical sports betting too. When I was a trader, in the financial world, you really think about numbers, price, things like that, spreads, right? In sports books, they charge the VIG. Point spreads are at minus 110, minus 110 juice, right? Same with totals. So the sports book saying, hey, you have to bet $11 to win back 10. You want to take the over, you bet 11 to win back 10. You take the under, you have to bet 11 to win back 10. Regardless of what you take, you're betting 11, to win back 10. So that's the sportsbook's advantage on you. They make you bet 11 to win back 10 on both sides. So the sportsbook has that extra dollar. So essentially, you just need to find plays when you're betting at minus 110 juice that are 52.4% to win. If you're picking over or under, the sportsbook's advantage on you is that extra 2.38%. Sharp sports bettors will win on spreads and totals 55% of the time, 54% of the time. Recreational bettors who have no edge win 50% of the time. And the reason it's so easy and fun to make money sports betting, and possible, I guess is another word to throw in there, is all these bookies have different odds, right? Caesars has different lines than DraftKings, has different lines than 5Dimes. That's the only reason it's so easy. All these bookies want to be unique, so they set lines independently so you can ruthlessly scan the market for these discrepancies where there clearly is a value play, a bet with an edge. So DraftKings has this alternate spread, for example, minus 140. So if we go here, DraftKings has this minus 140. They have the other side, the Trailblazers minus 5 at plus 105. So they have the Jazz favored, right? In the zero VIG line would be minus 120. 54.46% win rate. So we're beating that 52.38% we just talked about that you need to hit to win on spreads. So this play looks great to DraftKings. You're getting value, right? You're getting better odds than the no VIG odds. It's like DraftKings model, once you remove the juice, is saying, hey, this should be priced at minus 119.6. And you're getting minus 110, so you're getting better odds than the true odds, the fair odds, right? The odds without VIG. And the VIG is just how sportsbooks make money. It's the spread they charge, right? Forcing you to bet 11 to win back 10. What's fair is forcing you to bet 10 to win back 10 on the over and the under. So this is the VIG, right? And then this is a market without VIG, is the market with VIG says, hey, you can get the Jazz plus 5, betting 140 to win back 100, or you can take the Trailblazers minus 5, betting 100 to win 105. A market without VIG, DraftKings market without VIG, if they didn't want to make money today, they'd say, hey, you can get the Jazz plus 5 at minus 119.6, or you can get the Trailblazers minus 5 at plus 119.58, right? Sportsbooks imply win probabilities through their odds. So this play looks great to DraftKings. What about 5Dimes? They have this minus 129, plus 109. True line, minus 117, win rate 54.07% according to 5Dimes' model, right? This is the easiest way to make money sports betting, right? You hunt for these discrepancies, and then you win. And you can do that for every sportsbook. This bet is plus EV to every sportsbook. Every sportsbook sets lines, independently. Pinnacle, plus 109, minus 123. So if we go back here, minus 115 is the true odds, right? And if you don't understand why this plays so incredible, you're earning a 1.93% return in a day. So if you can earn a 2% return a day on $1,500, first of all, that's $28.95 in profit margin. You got to think like an investor, right? If the stock market goes down one day, you don't think, oh, I got to pull all my money out of the market. Same thing in sports betting. You think on a longer time horizon. I started out betting $5-10, The math just works. Finding value just works. It's not the sexiest thing. Who cares about Jazz Trailblazers? I don't know. But the point is if you can earn this return, every single day of the month, and let's just say your bankroll is $1,500, and maybe you spread it out over 30 bets of $50 each, that's $868 in profit per month just by placing 2% EV bets every single day. So it compounds quickly. So I've been tracking my profit and loss for live streams as well as non-live streams. Live streams were up 10K. Non-live streams were up 37K. And again, it's all plays from YouTube videos. No videos are deleted. I mean, people say the craziest things. Any plays I've given out, I literally don't have the bandwidth to go back and remember. I barely remember to grade these things. But when I went back and just graded them all, you can see we're doing pretty well. But this is what your graph looks like, right? There's ups and downs, and you can actually see that too. If I go to my bet tracker for the sportsbooks I've synced, you'll see here, it's like there's ups and downs, right? Losing weeks, even losing months you can have, because when you have a 2% edge, if there's a coin that's 52% to land on heads, it'll still show up tails 5 times in a row. You'll lose 5 bets in a row, even if they're plus EV, right? So, track your bets. They sync automatically. You can see a lot of the plays we gave out yesterday. Tarleton State, this over 62 was incredible. So WinBet unfortunately logged me out. But, again, the point of these videos is hopefully to help make you a better sports bettor, help explain to you how to use data in sports betting. So as always, any questions you have, please, don't hesitate to reach out. Let's make some money.